Why bother? Why did we even do all that? Because we need to tell the form what the current note is. Because the form is going to show it to us, isn't it? So now we need to get that note down into the form. How can we do that? We have a note that's set to this.state.currentNote on main. We want to get it down into NoteForm. What do? We pass it as a prop. So NoteForm will add a prop called currentNote. And we'll pass in this.state.currentNote. Swell. So down in NoteForm, we now have props coming in as arguments, so don't forget to add props to your argument list up there. Then what? What you do next? Jeremy, you said you did it, right? Okay, change the value of the input and text area. So we have props. We have props.currentNote. Here's the text. That's the title. Value equals props.currentNote.title. And text area. Now in HTML, you put the value of a text area in between the opening and closing tags, but not in React. We do, in fact, use value. Do it this way. Value props.currentNote.body. See what happens. Explode. Cannot read property title of null. Props.currentNote.title. Don't freak out. Cannot read property title of null. So what is it saying is null? Whatever's to the left of .title. So props.currentNote. It's not undefined, it's null. Why? Because up in main, I say current note null. So we can't do that. It can't be null. It has to at least be an object. What happens if we make it an empty object? Okay, it doesn't complain anymore. If I click on one of these, it worked. It put it in the form, but I do get a warning. Click. Yay. Warning, a component is changing an uncontrolled input of type text to be controlled. Input elements should not switch from uncontrolled to controlled or vice versa. Decide between using them for the lifetime of the component. More info, once again, there's a link to the React docs to help us out. Controlled components. This is on the doc page for forms. So just in HTML, just in the DOM, form elements actually have some internal state. You start typing in them, there's a value that's getting updated as you do that. So the DOM kind of manages the state of these things. So you either need to stick with that or you need to have React manage the state of those things, but not both. In our case, we want React to manage it. And it says it went from uncontrolled to controlled. So what it means by controlled is we've set the value explicitly in React to receive something that's tied to state. So React is controlling the value of that thing. But if we initially set it to, if current note starts as empty object, then this is going to be props.currentNote, that's empty object.title. Empty object.title is undefined. So if we set value to undefined, React is not going to control it. It's going to be an uncontrolled component. And then as soon as we click one of these things, it becomes a controlled component. And it's saying don't switch from one to the other. What does this mean for us? We should probably initialize current note as a blank note that has a title of empty string. So we'll make current note an object with an ID of null, a title of empty string, and a body of empty string. So it's not nothing. It's just a blank note. If we do that, if we initialize this.state.current note as something that does have an empty title and a body as opposed to no title and body, this warning will go away. So no warning, I click, still no warning. And now clicking these things totally works. Cool. So we just set the value in NoteForm. Load the current note into NoteForm.